I'm not sure how many of David Fincher's films have suffered the fate of being hated by critics, but after being told by every review that I've ever read or watched, I know Fight Club is definitely one of them. It's a thing I do after watching a movie that I'm going to review. I watch and read other people's reviews. It helps sometimes to formulate my own thoughts and fully materialize ideas that were escaping me. I just finished reading Roger Ebert's review of Fight Club and some of the comments on it before I started writing this, and I think the comments demonstrate why I think Fight Club is one of the smartest movies I've seen. The comments on Roger Ebert's review all saw some level of meaning in Fight Club, but not usually the same meaning. I think that to a certain extent most of the commenters were correct. Fight Club is smart in my opinion because it goes through a whole range of themes and comments on each one, and then shows the extremes on both sides of the argument. In its characters and in its story, Fight Club has more to say about the modern day than perhaps any movie I've ever seen. A lot of what Fight Club has to say comes from the structure of its story, and this is the reason for some disliking the film overall. The first act mainly serves as a clever satire of the stereotypical consumer, and many of the comments on Roger Ebert's review said they believe the first act to be the better part of Fight Club. However, what follows the opening of the film is a great critique of the abandonment of material items and a better comment on the raw nature of human beings and cultism. The film's dark and anarchic sense of humor is present throughout the film and is manifested in each of the themes. The ability to satirize and critique the different sides of so many ideas is what blew me away most about Fight Club. I have seen the film before, but never in this light. It was a few years ago that I first watched it, and I never saw so much detailed commentary in it, and it was certainly for me the most engaging aspect of the plot. An idea would be presented, accepted, and then later in the movie shown to have really negative consequences for the characters of the film. The embrace of our most basic instincts and the idea of Fight Club led to a lot more than just stress relief, but the members were so engrossed in their new hobby, they failed to acknowledge anything but the benefits. Of course, the plot provides more than simply great commentary, and the movie tells an engaging story about the narrator and his afflictions, about the evolution of Fight Club, and the narrator's relationship with Tyler Durden and Marla. The narrator's relationship with Tyler Durden and Marla, and the story that surrounds this, is one of the more interesting aspects of the movie, especially towards the end of the film. The way the twist is crafted into the film slowly is pretty great. The little hints that are dropped throughout the movie with Marla and Tyler make for an entertaining second and third watch. It also reveals a lot about the narrator and his character. A majority of the events in Fight Club add another layer to the narrator's character, and added to this is probably Edward Norton's best performance. Norton controls his character's actions throughout the film and his arc, and evolves the character in a very natural way. His narration also nails the dark sense of humor of the film. Brad Pitt's character also nails the sense of humor and works well as the anarchic opposite to the narrator. And in this role as the opposite, Tyler Durden and Brad Pitt's performance add another layer of commentary to the film. How this happens is a bit of a spoiler, but some of the lines towards the end of the film come attached with some great critiques of self-improvement and being the person you've always wanted to be. David Fincher's influence on Fight Club isn't immediately recognizable. Not that it is in any sense of the word bad, but it is more stylized than you would expect a Fincher film to be. While many of his films carry a darker tone and style, Fight Club takes this and makes it a much more grunge kind of dark. Having now seen Mr. Robot and understanding the similarities between that and Fight Club, this film can easily be described as grunge Mr. Robot. The visuals of Fight Club are energetic and high octane when they need to be, and cinematic and dramatic when they need to be. The cinematography is a big contributor to the tone of the film, often creating an unclean and what could be described as underground aesthetic. The opening scene of Fight Club is the best example of the film's style, and the attributes that make it this way persist through the rest of the movie. The editing also makes some brilliant choices towards the end of the film in the way it portrays certain fights.
Stop!
The visual aesthetic of the film and its humor is really backed up well by the choice of music. Whether it be the final song by the Pixies, Where Is My Mind, or the oddly bouncy tracks that play during the film's lighter moments, the music in Fight Club drips punk and dark humor. Out of the David Fincher movies I've already seen, I consider Fight Club to be the best, and having seen it again, it is definitely my favorite as well. Definitely worth a watch for everybody.
Fight Club, 10 out of 10.